All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's lesson, we're going to talk about inflation. So basically, let's start with a question. Why should you invest your money? Well, at the highest level, you should invest your money. Well, we invest our money because we want to be rich. And at the lowest level, we invest our money to be able to keep up with rising prices. This phenomenon of rising prices is called inflation. Inflation is the rise of prices on material things and services that we purchase. Have you noticed that, it seems like every year your landlord increases your rent, or when you go buy groceries, you can't quite buy as much as you used to? These are examples of inflation. Inflation can also be thought of as your money losing value over time. Historically, inflation has averaged 3% per year. What does this mean? It means that, in general, prices of things that you buy have gone up an average of 3% every year for the last 100 years. This can also be thought of as your dollar having lost 3% of its purchasing power over that same time period. Now, 3% is an average. Some years, inflation's gone up more than 3%, like what happened to egg prices in 2022, and sometimes inflation is lower than 3%. But over long periods of time, it all averages out to 3%. How do we track inflation? In the United States, inflation is tracked by measuring something called the CPI, or the Consumer Price Index. And basically, this is a way to measure a collection of items that the average United States consumer buys. Things like groceries, healthcare, housing, college. The CPI measures the prices of these things and tracks them over long periods of time. The rise in the average price of these things is called inflation. So the CPI is how inflation is measured and reported by the government.